Mhm. And welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome,
We are live.
welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Hairwire, the place where you get hair smart. I'm your host, Sergio Cardona, alongside with the beautiful Bisan Dipsy. How you doing, Biz?
Good, good, good. We are so happy to be here finally because the reason we were late is because we had an amazing chat with a group of people that are amazing group of people. It's called the Telegen Effluvium Support Community. There's a big group of people. We went live on Facebook with them and answered all their questions. And we dug deep in Telegen Effluvium and AGA and the treatments and holistic treatments. And actually, we talk at the medical side too. So that's why we're so hyped up and Sergio is having technical difficulties.
No, today, me and technology, we have a beef
Okay.
of sort of. You know, we have been fighting all morning long. You know, trying to get things going.
Everything happens for a reason. So there is a reason why
Amen for
this
that.
happens. Okay.
But today we were with the Intelligent Effluvium support group on Facebook. If you have not seen the place, go find it right now. Go to your Facebook account and look on groups and type the name Intelligent Effluvium support group. Our friend Kelly Patrick, she basically is the coordinator. She's the administrator of that group, and she founded this group couple years back, and it has grown tremendously. It's a group of over 10,000 people, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. And what makes this group so special, it is a group where people, they want to find out good information out of testimony from other patients, people who are experiencing hair loss by themselves, and what they have been doing, how they have been supporting each other, how they have been learning, and they love the hair wire. They love the hair wire. They're part of our community as well, and they are people who just want good information without anybody selling them off products or services or anything like that. And it's one of the purest groups I have seen online. And I will say this is an amazing support group. You will not be spammed by people trying to sell you anything or whatever. The administrators over there, they're doing a great job keeping the place clean for everyone's enjoyment. So I suggest go over there and check it out, guys. It's an amazing place. So today we were honored to be invited over there and to talk about intelligent effluvium and to talk about, the simplest things, because for us who are experts, we understand this, but for those of you, the general public, you need to be reminded of the little differences sometimes that, what intelligent effluvium is in terms of what is androgenetic alopecia. There's a lot of confusion because unfortunately media and resellers have taken care of this. They have created this mess, this convoluted mess of information, keeping everyone in the dark and at the same time confused so they can sell a product. And that is not okay. That is not okay. But before we continue, we need to understand what it is that we're talking about. And today we want to be talking about intelligent effluvium. So, Biz, can you please say again?
Yes.
We're laughing because we were going live on my own channel instead of the Hairwire channel, but that's a whole nother story. Adding that for today. So, Biz, what is intelligent effluvium?
Yes. So Telegen effluvium, you will notice a sudden loss of your hair. Telegen effluvium happens when you have massive amount of hair coming out unexpectedly. The difference between Telegen effluvium and AGA, which is androgenetic alopecia, is a very distinct thing. Hair loss in Telegen effluvium is sudden, and it's a lot of hair. In AGA, it's gradual over time. So, for example, we do have hair loss, shedding basically, not hair loss. It's shedding daily. Usually, it goes somewhere between maybe 10 to 100 strands per hair, depending on your age, depending on how long your hair, how dense your hair, and it depending on your lifestyle too. So let's say up to 100 hair strands. If you lose it every day, it is normal. But at one point, if you wake up in the morning and you have 200, 300, 400, 1000 hair just coming, keep shedding the whole day, this is when you say you have telogen effluvium. And the thing that you can notice also, not only the hair shedding is like, if you don't notice the hair shedding in front of you, your ponytail, like when we put our hair in a ponytail, it will become thinner and thinner and thinner. And this is when you say you have diffused hair loss, and this is called telogen effluvium. Now, telogen effluvium can be categorized into two things: acute telogen effluvium or chronic telogen effluvium. Acute telogen effluvium it happens when you have a very big insult happen to your body. Means you have, like, God forbid, an accident, a surgery, an injury, very sudden insult to your body, or even the nervous system as well. So that will happen, like your inflammation goes up, your body will struggle with balancing itself, and the result of that will be massive amount of hair shed, which is called acute telogen effluvium. Chronic telogen effluvium, it is that same amount of massive hair loss, maybe a little bit less, but over a longer period of time. It happens with postpartum, it happens with menopause. Also, it is the same concept, something triggered your body to be out of balance, and this out of balance state will cause this hair loss. The good thing about telogen effluvium that it is reversible, because it didn't happen because of your genetic makeup, like androgenic alopecia, or it didn't happen because of something deeper inside. It happens because you had a trigger. Once you identify the trigger, then you can actually stop the shedding and reverse it back to life. You have to do it early enough. The earlier you catch it, the better results you will have.
Definitely. Now, and when it comes to the triggers, there's a lot of things that people they need to be aware of. For me, I like to mention three of the major ones. You know, anything that affect your nervous system. So consider whether you are sleeping right, whether you are under stress, or this is very, I will say it's funny and sometimes because a lot of people they don't believe they're under stress, and they are. You know, just think
You
about,
get used to it.
yeah, think about this, guys. What are you doing with your hands right now? Are you fidgeting? Are you trying to touch something? That's stress. When people are talking, do you feel the need to interrupt and talk over them? That's stress.
I do
Okay.
that sometimes, most of the time.
Because we think faster than what people are talking, right? So it is a form of stress. So think about those little things that we do in our lives that are tales of something that is happening in our minds. Sometimes it might be psychological, sometimes it might be physiological. The physiological kind is very easy, whether you are experiencing pain, whether you're tired all the time, aches in the body, your joints, that's easy to identify. If you're not sleeping right, that's easy to identify. But when it comes to the psychological side of it, we have to be more aware and more sensitive and more open to admit that something is happening, whether it's our work, whether it's our relationships, whether it's ourselves, because we can create stress enough for ourselves. I mean, a lot of people, they put a lot of pressure on themselves as life goes on. And, it's good to keep the pressure on if you want to excel, but to a certain extent, your body can take so much. So you need to sometimes, cool it down, relax,
Recharge.
have a vacation moment, even if it is on the afternoon. Just go by yourself, relax, do something that will conduct to a better mental health. So I would suggest, read on books, do exercise, yoga, meditate. Those things work. Have a good friend, chat, talk your emotions, talk about your feelings, talk about whatever is bothering you. Um, Even if it is BS, sometimes it feels good just to talk a lot of BS.
You're funny.
You know, when I say about that, I'm talking about that type of talk that you get when you go
Yeah,
to a bar, when you
yeah,
go to a place, that's BS talking. Okay. So
yeah, yeah,
it is relaxing sometimes. So
it
go
is.
ahead, go ahead,
Yeah,
go, your friends, get them together, buy a bottle of wine, and talk BS. It
right,
helps.
right. Yes, yes.
It helps,
Especially women, especially women, we need to just keep talking. We are emotional creatures, and
Yeah.
sometimes we are talking and talking and interrupting people because there's something inside us we're trying to hide, and it becomes too. It like you said, it suppresses our nervous system way too much, and we try to hide it or we try to overcome it with talking, talking, talking.
Yes, and those are the type of things that we need to be mindful and see what we are doing wrong in our lives that basically tells us that something is happening when it comes to stress. Okay, so that's one area. The other area, hormones. Now, you may say, I'm not feeling wrong about my hormones. How do I know that I have issues with my hormones? Well, here's a couple of things that you can look for. For instance, is your scalp greasy? Do you have acne in your face, in your body? Is your neck getting darker? Um, do you see your eyes popping out? Do you see a lot of swelling on your throat? You have it scratches, itches sometimes, discomfort. If you also have constipation, diarrhea, if you're going to if you're, constantly going to the bathroom, you have to take bathroom breaks a lot. You feel tired sometimes, you feel mood swings sometimes. Those could be signs of hormonal imbalances. Now, usually we look at sugar related issues or diabetes, hypoglycemic, anything like that. We also look at the thyroid. Do we have thyroid disease or anything like it? Now, you have to remember there's also Hashimoto, and Hashimoto, it will not show on your TSH levels abnormal. They will be normal, but your your antibodies for the thyroid will be higher. All right. So usually you need to ask for those tests to be combined. Also, you want to make sure that if you're getting your thyroid checked thoroughly, have the sonogram. Okay, that have the image from your thyroid, because that will also detect whether there are any anomalies, cysts, or overgrowth on in some areas of the thyroid. So to make sure of that. And finally, the reproductive system. If your period is not going the way it's supposed to, if you're missing for days, weeks, even months, those areas they need to be corrected. And same goes with guys. If you're having problems with your tests, with your testicles, haven't checked. So those are the major areas that we usually look for hormonal imbalances. But when it comes for other more not so common disorders, for instance, your pituitary gland disorders or adrenal gland disorders, usually you don't see those. And very hard to diagnose at first. But the thing is that hormonal imbalances can be all over and we may not notice it. So go to your doctor, have your hormones checked. It is a good thing. And by checking those three particular areas, go to your hormones, go to your nerves, and finally your gut. That's my third area, the gut. Nerves, hormone, and gut. So how am I processing foods? Every time I eat, do I need to burp, gulp? Do I feel like how we say, like phlegm is running down my throat? because of the gastric juices are coming up? Do I have acid reflux? Am I having constipation, again, diarrhea? Things that I know it's happening to my stomach, and how frequently are they happening? I know a lot of people, they take Tums like Tic Tac. They're constantly using that. The same thing with Prilosec or omeprazole. Many gastric related tablets that they use over the counter, and they're taking it over and over and over and over and over again, and never go to a doctor about it.
When you take it over and over, that means it doesn't work.
Something is happening, and I mean, now I'm on the go. I need to keep going. Please go to your doctor. Stop for a second. Check it out, because something terrible might be happening to your body, and you won't even realize it until when? Until you hit the hospital bed and you can't work no more. So be responsible with your life, and realize that there's food intolerance. There's food that we may be taking in that is not being absorbed properly. And of course, food that basically is doing harm in our bodies. So you need to look at those areas, those 3 areas. Again, check on your nerves, check on your hormones, check on your gut. The 3 major areas, if you really want to make sure that your triggers for telogen effluvium are under control. There are many other triggers. For instance, if you got ill, if you got COVID, if you got any disease, if you got sick, if you had high fever, that's a trigger. Okay, so there are many triggers around, but usually those are the 3 ones that I would like to check on constantly. Biz, do you have any other triggers that you like to talk about?
Actually, the biggest trigger that is happening right now is our food intake, because our food, even though you try to be healthy, in the healthiest person, trying to be healthy, trying to eat right, the food, unfortunately, our food is poisoned. Our food is not real food, and this is what this is a huge problem in the United States. We are on this sad diet, which is the standard American diet. It is really sad because our food is not actual real food. You have this bread that is synthetic bread on the shelves with people, and rice full with arsenic, and meat full with antibiotic, and so on. And also our vegetables and fruits, they are deprived from the nutrients. They are growing in these fields with no nutrients. Just on the other side, it's actually the opposite. It has a lot of pesticides and fungicides. So our bodies right now, in our generation, we reach to a point where we are overloaded with toxins. And at this point, our body cannot eliminate all these toxins, especially when they are heavy metals. It's like really hard to eliminate them. And this is why we have a pandemic of brain fog. Our children has autism and ADHD. It's just because I was just saying in the other group, there is 80,000 chemicals that are approved in our food industry that are banned in Europe.
Just that little. Oh my God.
It's like
that's staggering huge, Biz.
What the hell we're eating? I don't know what. And also, like you just told me before we were on the show, you went to Argentina and you ate and ate and ate, and you don't have any problems with your digestion. You have no problems with inflammation. Come back to the United States, suddenly brain fog, arthritis. It's just. And this is why we have a pandemic of hair loss, and this is because of the food, the toxic level, also the EMFs, the electromagnetic field around us everywhere. It's and also, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but like Florida, the state of Florida is sprayed heavily from above and on the ground. It's sprayed heavily. I see it in my own eyes. I was like, wow. It's like all this poison is in the air, on the trees. My daughter will be playing on the grass. She's gonna put her hands in her mouth. She's just swallowing all these chemicals. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't want to sound negative, but it is hard. And this is why we are seeing all these episodes of telogen effluvium. This is exactly what telogen effluvium is. it's a trick. It's your body cannot handle, as you said, Sergio, nervous system breakdowns, hormonal imbalances, toxic loads. So we have to be very aware of what we're eating. And I think this is also, I was saying that in the group, that we have to put our voices together and be loud and say no to the food industry, to the agriculture industry. You are just killing us slowly.
Yeah.
And yeah, sorry.
Hey, I love it.
Frustrated.
We have an activist right here at home, and yes, we want to advocate for what's really healthy, because unfortunately, we as humans, we like to eat the same thing over and over again, and we develop food intolerance to the things that we eat constantly, and unfortunately, it will have repercussions. Where? In our hair. That's one of the places, one of the most common places. And you have to realize, what is our hair? It is comprised of what? Of the proteins that we eat, and without the proper energy from carbs, it's not gonna grow. And unfortunately, we see a lot of people ditching the carbs, keto, low carb diets. And what is that doing? Destroying your hair. Then we have a lot of people who do not want to eat proteins. Okay, I respect people who are vegetarians. I respect you guys, but nothing like a good piece of meat. But on the other side, there are
From
ways.
Argentina.
Exactly. There are other ways in which you can get your proteins. Of course, you can get your proteins with the proper vegetables, but you have to be aware of your vitamin B12 levels. You have to be aware of your folic acid, and you have to be aware of any other nutrients that are more commonly associated with meat. So as long as you get that in your system, you're balanced and you're okay. That's good. That's healthy. All right. So, but you have to be mindful of the things that are around us, and trying to eat more clean, more organic. If you can grow your own chicken, do that.
One day I'm gonna have a farm, maybe.
You might need a farm after all. But this is why I like, if you have a farmer's market around you, I rather have my food buy my food from them than go to a supermarket, because supermarket will buy it from these large companies, and large companies means what? A lot of pesticides, a lot of growth hormones, and stuff that they put in to preserve the life shelf of a product on a supermarket. When you go to a farmer's market, you are just buying things that they just pull out of the earth, right? So it is more commonly healthier.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
And
so
it's conscientious to your community too. I mean, it
yeah,
helps your community too.
yeah. So buy local, buy farmers market, and incentivize this culture, that we don't need to buy from big companies. I rather buy from smaller companies who I know that they will provide good quality. Yes, it might be a bit more expensive, but the expensive is having to go to your doctors on regular basis, having to be in bed in hospital because you are eating trash. That is expensive, my friends. That is expensive. Okay, quality of life. I mean, it has no price, my friends. That has no price. So going back to Telogen effluvium, Biz, is it possible that, okay, I started developing Telogen effluvium, let's say 3 months ago, right? I'm shedding over the last 3 months. Now I'm seeing that my shedding is getting under control, and all of a sudden I get a new Telogen effluvium event. Is that even possible?
Sometimes can be like twice, double, because telogen effluvium, the main reason you got telogen effluvium is a trigger. And this trigger, as we said, can be anything. And this trigger can be different each day or each time. So you can have an episode of telogen effluvium and then recover from that because you took care of inflammation, for example. But then you got like a grief over something, and then you have another episode of phthalate effluvium, and then you're gonna recover from that eventually after you deal with your grief. So in a way that all our through our lives, we're gonna go through all these events, and these are unavoidable events. That's called life. But the good thing about, as we said before, the good thing about phthalate effluvium is reversible. So the way to go through life without these harsh episodes of phthalate effluvium is to slow down and I mean accept the negatives of life in a way. And as Sergio was saying, eat as healthier as you can, keep moving, keep in the sunshine, keep good attitude. I know it is hard sometimes. We are human beings at the end, but this is the things that will kind of prevent a massive phthalate effluvium episode if, God forbid, you don't want to go through a surgery or an accident. These are unavoidable events that could happen. Also, like postpartum, and these are unavoidable events. But you can prepare yourself by being resilient in a way. How we be resilient? We take care of any inflammation that's happening inside us, because the toxins and inflammation that's coming from outside is enough in a way. The ones that unavoidable are enough. Now, but if we keep a healthy gut, if we keep immunity on check, all these will help when an event happens, that you can be a little bit more resilient than starting from a sick place.
I wanted to ask you this because you mentioned inflammation, and inflammation by itself is not a condition, it's a symptom. And this is something that, bothers a lot of people. And our good friend, William Gannis, he talks about, for instance, inflammation caused hair loss. Now, whenever we talk about phthalate effluvium, it is very commonly to find a lot of inflammation. Now, whenever we talk about phthalate effluvium and we talk about treatment plans, we have to think about it as a two-way street. We need to control what's happening on the inside and what's happening on the outside. Simultaneously, that will give you control of your phthalate effluvium. Now, I want you to talk to us, Biz, about the things that we can do on the inside to help us with the inflammation. Things, how are we causing the inflammation, and how can we bring it down internally? As a functional medicine expert, what would you say?
The first thing to address is the food, your gut issues, your gut health, because as I said, because of the overload of toxins and environmental toxins, food toxins, and we are consuming on daily basis. A lot of people in the United States has gut issues, either leaky gut or IBM or any of these disorders. And let me highlight one thing. Sometimes the healthiest food can actually cause inflammation if your gut is not optimized. That means some people have leaky gut with a SIBO, which is an overgrowth of bacteria. This condition, you can tell if you have this condition if you have a very bad breath. For these people, broccoli, which is the healthiest food, onions, garlic, the healthiest food on earth. If you consume these foods, it's going to inflame your system, and it's going to cause even worse problem. Why is that? Because the lining of the gut has been compromised, and when the lining of the gut compromised, even the healthiest food will be toxins to your gut, and these will break out and go into your bloodstream. These toxins, your body thinks they are toxins, right? Because it's inflamed. It's not working properly. It's working against you, not with you. So they will go inside your bloodstream. They will circulate to your brain, and they make brain fog. When you have brain fog, your energy level goes down, and it's a vicious cycle. And that is because only one thing: your gut is not optimized. And also, when your gut is not optimized, means leaky. Even if it's a very small amount that you can't even feel it, your nutrient absorption will be compromised. So when you're eating all your healthy food that you pay so much money on it because it's organic and whatever, like 20% more extra for organic blueberries, you're not absorbing these antioxidants because your gut lining is compromised. So first thing to do, no matter what it is, optimize your gut health. and
Yes.
make sure that it's functioning properly, and detoxify anything from your blood gently. Not going with these all liver detox protocols that are found online. These liver detox, they are very, very harsh on your body. It has to be under supervision of a healthcare provider, because you can damage your liver and you can damage also your brain. When you detoxify, for example, heavy metals heavily from your tissues, they will circulate in your blood, they will cross the brain blood barrier, and they cause you really damage in your brain.
Yes.
I like many of the ADHD and autistic kids is because of that. Actually, there is all these toxins cross the brain barrier they have. So my point is, use detoxifying agents that are gentle to your body, like fulvic acid. Take it every single day for like a month or two, depending on how bad your toxicity is, and it will gently break down the toxins in your body, chelate to them, bind them, and eliminate them. At the same time, remineralize your system, because when you detoxify, you are taking also nutrients and minerals out. You remineralize with with good minerals. Like, you know what good minerals is? A squeeze of lemon juice and Celtic salt in your water. That's a good mineralization.
I
It's
like that. I like that.
it's as simple as that. So simple fulvic acid protocol with simple water, lemon water with Celtic acid, you will be golden. And also, don't forget to decrease the amount of insult coming from outside. Means eat as clean as possible. Means stay away from EMF as much as possible. I'm saying as much as possible because we have to live life after all.
Yes.
We cannot be clean 100%. This is just not possible. It's just impossible to do. But in a way that do your best and be peace with it. Be in peace with it. Because also our nervous system, as you said, Sergio, if you're anxious about, oh my God, what did I eat? Oh my God, what is this? Oh my God, you can be, if you
Yeah.
want to be 100% perfect, you'll drive yourself crazy, and any insult on your nervous system will cause your hair loss. So at the end, slow down in a way, and when you have episodes of hair loss, just talk to any of the trichologists around you. um, we know how to deal with it because we went through it. That's why we know how to deal with it, because we went through it and we see a lot of other people going through it. Just we start slow. Clean up your
Yes.
diet, sleep properly, move, detoxify your system, eat well.
I like that. I like that. From the inside, guys, you have a plan. Now, let's go from the outside. On the outside, there are three areas that I like to tackle. First of all, we need to clean. We need to cleanse your scalp because
Yes.
one of the most common things that happen with pterygium effluvium is an influx on lactic acid and squalene, which will deteriorate the lining of the follicle, which will detach the hair from your scalp. So the reason why our body produces this type of chemicals is because, again, of what Besan just said about the diet. So you control the what is being produced in the body, and we remove the excess that has been already produced with the proper cleansing agents. The other thing that we need is we need to hydrate. We need to hydrate the scalp. Many of you don't use a conditioner directly to your scalp, and that's okay. But the thing is that if you're experiencing hair loss and you're doing a deep cleansing process, it is imperative that you combine hydration to your scalp. Why? Because as cleaning agents are removing dirt, you're also removing oils, essential oils that your body produces. And using a conditioner straight to your scalp can replenish those natural oils and create balance on your pH level on your scalp. And thirdly, and most importantly, it's about stimulation. Now, whenever we talk about stimulation, there are different levels of stimulation. We can stimulate by providing nutrients. We can stimulate by providing energy sources, like, for instance, laser devices, high frequency devices, or we can also stimulate by increasing blood circulation. Those techniques in combination will provide, with the deep cleansing, with the hydration and the stimulation, to provide the optimal environment for hair growth. And that's the whole idea. We cleanse, We hydrate and we stimulate. Now, there are different ways that we can do that. There are different products that we can use for that. But the idea, guys, is it's not about the product per se, because I know a lot of you are so eager. Where do I buy this? Where do I get it? Stop and relax for a second, because it's not always just about a product. Consider this. Let's talk about your shampoo, right? What kind of shampoo are you using right now, Biz? And don't worry, say the brand. What
Oh,
shampoo are you
it's
using right now?
I use Attitude, the cleanest shampoo ever
All
from
right, perfect.
EWG. Yeah.
Perfect. All right. So if you want to increase the power cleansing of your shampoo, what can I do? Well, you can add salt, you can add tea tree oil, and you can leave that shampoo for 10 minutes. Simple as that. Simple as that. You can just leave in your shampoo more time, and that will increase the cleansing capacity of your shampoo. Just leave it for more time. That way you can clean more without having to change brands, without having to change a particular shampoo. Now, if you're doing that already, and you might need something stronger, well, then you might want to buy a deep cleansing shampoo. You want to buy a anti-dandruff shampoo. Those type of shampoos can be used after you try, extending the life shelf of the product that you already have. If you have a conditioner, what brand of conditioner are you using, Bizan?
Virtulab.
All right, perfect. If I'm using, for instance, Virtulab conditioner, and I want to hydrate more my scalp or my hair, what do I do, Sergio? Leave it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, don't like put it, yeah, put it and
Just
rinse it off. It doesn't take, yeah.
just don't rinse it off quickly. Leave it for at least 15 minutes. Why? Because that would allow for the cells in your scalp to absorb, and for the cuticle in the hair to absorb, and the cortex to get all the nutrients from your products. Simple. We're not doing anything special. It's how we use the products. So again, guys, don't be fooled by the many tricks and marvels that you may see on advertising on social media. Sometimes what you have is good enough. You just need to change how you use it to get a better results. The other thing that we can do, instead of washing our hair once or twice a week, maybe for a short period of time, let's say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you can wash your hair every day. That's a quick way to lose hair. I mean, you would say, Sergio, I'm losing a lot of hair. If I wash more frequent, I'm going to lose more hair. Yes, you're going to be losing the one that is already loose. You're going to remove loose hair from your scalp. That's it. Remove loose hair from your scalp. That's it. Okay. So those are the type of things that we wanna encourage people to realize that there's things that you may be doing right. For instance, hair stimulation. What can you do? You can massage your scalp. Give it at least 2 good minutes. 2 good minutes of massage on your scalp, and you'll be increasing blood circulation, and you'll be providing more nutrients to your scalp. Of course, there are more advanced techniques, but hey, I'm trying to give you the simple stuff, the simple way that you can achieve this type of results with what you have at home right now. Okay, so we want to wrap things up for this evening because we're tired. Bisan is getting dizzy. I know you're hungry.
I didn't eat yet since morning, so I need to eat.
We want to wrap things up, guys. But hey, remember, visit the website, thehairwire.com, thehairwire.com. Of course, support this channel by giving your thumbs up. We want to read your comments. And of course, subscribe to The Hair Wire. And guys, we'll see you next week. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you, Biz. Where's our goodbye video? Well, no goodbye video. Bye.